Next up on WTV, a hidden artist on campus and today's Sports Minute. WTV's Daily Update starts now. Good morning, Red Hawk Nation. Today is Wednesday, January 17th, and I'm Caitlyn Kleibert with another daily update brought to you by Wingspan TV. Bookroom clerk Ken Buds does more than check out textbooks. WTV's Walker Shippey has the story.
Depending on the time of day, you may see Buds at a number of places on campus doing a number of jobs.
When I come to school, I do traffic in the morning, I do traffic in the evening after school. In between the day, I do books. I'm in charge of giving the books out, getting them back. Also ensure that every child or every student has a book. Also in charge of the mail, delivering mail and printing, setting up events, different events throughout the school.
But a lesser known fact is that as well as being a military veteran, Buds is an avid artist who works on art pieces of many styles, including short stories, and participates in art shows in his free time.
When I do art, I usually draw. I do a lot of drawing, as a matter of fact. Different subject matters. I like to paint when I have the opportunity to paint. I also like to do yard work, garden work. I have a pretty nice little garden. I've built things like stone bridges, and I've built a wishing well. And I have all different kinds of flowers. I love flowers. First experience, true experience with art was when I was in high school. I did a watercolor of a football stadium for a little art contest in high school, and happened to win one of the prizes, and my picture hung in Marshall Field's window downtown Chicago. After I returned from the service, I used a GI Bill to go to college. While I was in college, I majored in art, and one of my teachers, his name was Arthur Lerner. He was pretty well an artist, well known around the world. And through his tutorage, I learned a lot of things about art. In my experience at the school, I was also asked to submit a portfolio at the Palette and Chisel Academy of Fine Arts downtown in Chicago, which I did, and I got accepted to the Palette and Chisel. And so I studied a little bit there before I graduated.
Buds works on art in his free time and often brings it in for his coworkers to see.
I didn't know he was so talented with his artwork. He comes in time to time to show his artwork, and I was pleasantly surprised at how well he was with his art. I believe he goes every week. He goes in and he really loves it, and enjoys it. I mean, his face just lights up every time he's talking about it. He does anything from live, like he'll have a still person to do, as well as any objects, fruit, anything like that, and he'll bring it in and he'll show us. He's very talented.
His art style has influenced other avid artists around him.
Well, Mr. Bud's art has taught me a lot. He really likes to study and try to improve himself with different drawing techniques. So I've learned from him and his different techniques that he uses.
Buds doesn't just make art for fun. A lot of his pieces have been featured in art shows around the country.
Some of my first experiences in art shows were at the Palette and Chisel. I was able to show some of my work at the Palette and Chisel downtown. From there, I went to other shows in Chicago. Then I moved to Myrtle Beach, and in Myrtle Beach, I taught adult education drawing, and was invited to submit some of my work in some of the shows there. I also was in a few shows in North Carolina, and most recently I've been in shows here in Texas. Well, it's safe to say I've been doing art ever since I was a child. Art's been part of my life, and grew up with it, and I just love it. I love it so much that it's become a release for me from the tensions of the day, and I guess I'll always be an artist.
Reporting from WTV, this is Walker Shippey.
Both the boys and girls basketball and soccer teams played last night. Here's today's Sports Minute.
The basketball teams hosted the Wolverines last night for back-to-back district matchups. First up, the girls commanded Wakeland the entire game, with juniors Kelsey Kurak and Alyssa Nayar scoring 12 and 10 respectively. With the final score 54-28, the girls maintain their second place position in district as they head into their next game at Centennial on Friday at 6. Immediately following the girls, the guys tipped off in a showdown against Wakeland as well. Senior Jaden Bennett scored a team-high 22 points, followed by senior Zach Watson with 14. Their efforts led to a gritty win, 58-48, and boosted the guys' record to 5-1 in district. Due to Lone Star falling to Heritage last night, the Redhawks are now tied with Heritage at the top of District 13-5A. The guys' next game is at Centennial on Friday as well, with tip-off at 7:15. For Wingspan TV, I'm Carter Brock.
If you're looking for more from Wingspan, you can follow us at Liberty Wingspan on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our award-winning website, libertywingspan.com. WTV's Neha Paramala brings you today's announcements.
Hockey plays JESUIT VG at the PLANO-US RINK today at 7:15. Wrestling competes in a dual meet against Frisco at home today. Dive has a District 10 5A meet at the Bruce EUBANKS NATATORIUM. Girls soccer plays the A+ Academy Friday at 6 at Memorial. Girls basketball plays Centennial at Centennial Friday at 6. Boys basketball plays Centennial at Centennial Friday at 7:15. Boys soccer plays the A+ Academy Friday at 7:30 at Memorial. Stuco and the Basketball Booster Club is hosting a basketball pregame tailgate January 23rd at 5 in the Fieldhouse. There will be CHICK-FIL-A, games, and prizes.
That's it for today's Daily Update. This has been Caitlyn Kleibert for Wingspan TV.